Well, I think Tim Rice would say to you that the premise of the whole thing really comes from that Bob Dylan line, did Judas Iscariot have God on his side? And so rather than actually telling the story of the last 6 days of the life of Jesus Christ, one's actually trying to examine why it was that Judas betrayed somebody who he clearly loved.
All I was trying to say in the words was, this is what I might have done in that situation. I didn't think we're going to make Judas an interesting guy. We're just going to, it's such an interesting situation. He's going to say things that people will identify with. And from that, you can draw conclusions about the character of Judas in Superstar.
For me, it's a fascinating story of psychology, and the show starts with Judas singing Heaven on Their Minds and warning Jesus that he's bicycling towards a cliff and begging him to pull back from the edge of that cliff. He has lyrics like, every word you say today will get twisted round some other way. He's predicting the future.
You've started to believe that things they say of you, you really do believe. This talk of God is true.
Jerome plays Judas as a kind of very bright, hyperactive, attention-seeking child who very easily slips into rebellious mode and becomes the provocateur of the story.
One man, you're fine ointment, brand new and expensive, could have been saved for the poor.
He's that sort of unpredictable character that can be very childish, that can be very mature, very adult. He's very intelligent, he's an intellectual. He has very definite views and opinions about life, about things, about God.
Just don't say I'm...
I thought it was a very scary character for an actor because it sort of compels you to go really deep inside yourself in places that are pretty dark. He's a man having a nervous breakdown. He's getting more and more shattered by events. The way the story's told, Jesus puts him into this space. So that's interesting because it doesn't present Judas as the bad guy, the evil man who did this just with pure evil mind, which is the way it's sort of, presented in the scriptures. There's much more to it.
He's a man who, in fact, I think, loves Jesus more than any of the apostles and admires him, but is afraid, tries to act in a way that might save Jesus in the end, perhaps. He's certainly many-faceted and multi-layered in this version.
Every time I look at you, I don't understand.
Superstar is a very clever moment. After Judas has committed suicide, he's dead. He comes back. You don't really understand. Is Jesus conjuring up Judas and his fantasy, or is it Judas coming back from the dead and actually saying to Jesus, "Excuse me, who are you?"
Did you know your messy death would be a record breaker?
But, of course, underneath all that, there is the frustration of Judas, who's damned for all time, for all eternity, actually saying, it's so unfair. Why did it have to be me?
I only wanna know, I only wanna know. My mind is clearer now.